Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. Picture this, you're 18 years old. You're in your first year of business school in London, and your entire world revolves around lectures from CEOs, celebrities, and the relentless chase for what everyone swears is success. One day, a friend asks you to go with him to hear a monk give a talk. You resist, hard. Why would I want to go hear some monk, you say? You're interested in people who've made it in life. People with wealth, fame, and power. A monk? That's literally the opposite of everything you're chasing. But your friend won't take no for an answer, and you finally give in. But only on one condition. You go to a bar afterward. You walk into the lecture hall fully expecting to be bored out of your mind, but the man who steps onto the stage, he completely shatters your expectations. He's in his 30s, with a shaved head and a saffron robe, but he speaks with the eloquence and charisma of a world-class leader. He talks about selfless sacrifice, about planting trees under whose shade you do not plan to sit. And as you listen, something inside you shifts. You learn that this man turned down a life that you and all your friends are desperately chasing. He had the chance to have everything the world values, and he walked away from it all to become a monk. And yet, he seems happier than anyone you've ever met. Truly, deeply happy. That night, you don't just hear an idea, you fall in love with one. You feel a sudden, undeniable urge to be around people who have the values you want, not just the things you want. This is the true story of Jay Shetty, and it's the moment that set him on a path to spending 3 years living as a monk in an ashram in India. His book, Think Like a Monk, is not just a collection of ancient philosophies. It's a powerful, practical guide to training your mind for peace and purpose in a world that's constantly pulling you in the opposite direction. This book has sold millions of copies and has been translated into dozens of languages, resonating with people from all walks of life. And today, we're going to dive deep into the profound wisdom contained within its pages. By the end of our time together, you'll understand the fundamental difference between the monkey mind that keeps us anxious and distracted and the monk mind that brings us clarity and direction. You'll learn the timeless secrets that monks have used for millennia to find inner peace, and I promise you, these secrets are more relevant today than ever before. Book summary. So what is this monkey mind that Jay Shetty talks about? Imagine a monkey swinging frantically from one branch to another. It grabs a fruit here, drops it, then chases a leaf over there. It's restless, scattered, and never truly focused on anything. That, Shetty says, is exactly how most of us live, inside our own heads. Our minds are constantly jumping from one thought to another. We worry about an email we need to send. Then we compare our lives to someone's highlight reel on social media. Then we criticize ourselves for not being productive enough. We're driven by short-term gratification, overthinking, and a constant feeling of being overwhelmed. This is the monkey mind. It complains, it compares, and it criticizes. It lives in the passenger seat of life, just going along for the ride. But there's another way to live. There's the monk mind. The monk mind is calm, focused, and purposeful. It doesn't react, it responds. It doesn't get swept away by every thought that passes through. It observes, evaluates, and chooses. While the monkey mind lives in chaos, the monk mind creates clarity. While the monkey mind is driven by external validation, the monk mind is anchored in internal values. And here's the beautiful truth. You don't have to become a monk to think like one. You just need to train your mind. Shetty breaks down this transformation into 3 powerful stages: let go, grow, and give. Think of it as the ultimate trilogy for your inner life. Stage 1, let go. The first stage is all about letting go of everything that's weighing you down. You can't build a beautiful garden if the soil is full of weeds. And trust me, we've all got weeds. One of the first weeds Shetty addresses is negativity. He introduces a technique called spot, stop, swap. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly effective. Here's how it works. First, Spot the negative thought. The moment you catch yourself complaining, comparing, or criticizing, just notice it. Don't judge yourself for having the thought. Just acknowledge it. Second, stop. Pause. Ask yourself, what is this thought really about? What fear or need is driving it? And third, swap. Reframe the thought. Find a sliver of gratitude or replace it with something that serves you better. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're scrolling through Instagram and you see someone on a dream vacation. The monkey mind immediately jumps in. Ugh, I never get to go anywhere cool. My life is so boring compared to theirs. Okay, spot that thought. You've caught it. Now stop. What's really going on here? Maybe you're feeling stuck in your routine, or maybe you're craving adventure. And then swap it. It's cool that they're having a great time. This reminds me that I value travel. What's one small trip I could plan this month? See the difference? You've just taken back control of your mind. But negativity isn't the only thing we need to let go of. We also need to let go of fear. Shetty talks about how monks categorize fear into 3 types: fear based on imagination, fear based on past experiences, and fear based on real threats. Most of our fears, they're in the first 2 categories. They're not even real. We're terrified of things that haven't happened yet and probably never will. So how do you overcome fear? You don't try to eliminate it. You learn to act despite it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action even when you're scared. And then there's the ego. Oh, the ego. This one's a tricky beast. Shetty explains that the ego loves to disguise itself. It wants us to think we're humble when, really, we're just trying to impress people with our humility. True humility, he says, isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. One of the most powerful practices for letting go of ego is gratitude. When you're genuinely grateful for what you have, there's no room for arrogance. You realize that so much of what you have, your talents, your opportunities, your relationships, was made possible by others. Stage 2, grow. Once you've cleared out the weeds, it's time to plant new seeds. This is the grow stage, and it's all about building a strong foundation for your life. The first step is discovering your dharma, your purpose. Now, this isn't about finding some grand cosmic calling that's written in the stars. It's about understanding what you're naturally good at, what you love to do, and how you can use those gifts to serve others. Shetty introduces a simple but profound framework. Your dharma sits at the intersection of your passion, your expertise, your values, and your usefulness to others. It's not just about what makes you happy. It's about what makes you meaningful. Here's the thing. Most people never find their dharma because they're too busy chasing other people's definitions of success. They're living someone else's script. But when you align your life with your true values, everything changes. You stop caring about impressing people, and you start caring about impact. But discovering your purpose is just the beginning. You also need to build routines that support it, and this is where monks really shine. They've mastered the art of the routine. Shetty talks about the power of a morning routine, specifically the TIME routine: thankfulness, insight, meditation, and exercise. Starting your day with intention, rather than immediately checking your phone, sets the tone for everything that follows. You're no longer reacting to the world, you're creating your day. And let's talk about meditation for a second. I know, you've heard it a million times, but Shetty makes it so accessible. He says meditation is like taking a shower for your mind. You wouldn't skip a shower because you don't feel like it, right? Well, your mind needs the same kind of daily cleansing. Even just 5 minutes a day can make a profound difference. Another key practice in the grow stage is what Shetty calls solitude. Now, this isn't about being lonely or isolated. It's about intentionally spending time alone to reconnect with yourself. In a world that's constantly bombarding us with noise, solitude is a radical act of self-care. It's where you hear your own voice again. Stage 3, give. The final stage is give, and this is where everything comes together. Because here's the truth. The monk mindset isn't just about personal peace. It's about using that peace to serve others. Shetty talks about the concept of planting trees under whose shade you do not plan to sit. This is the ultimate expression of service. It's about contributing to something bigger than yourself, knowing that the benefits may not come back to you. But that's not the point. One of the most beautiful ideas in this section is the idea of relationship as service. We often think of relationships in terms of what we can get from them: love, support, validation. But what if we approached relationships by asking, how can I serve this person? How can I make their life better? This shift is transformative. When you're focused on giving, you stop keeping score. You stop feeling resentful when things aren't 50-50. You start showing up with generosity, not expectation. And here's the paradox. The more you give, the more you receive. Not in some transactional karmic way, but because living in service fills you with a sense of meaning that no amount of external success can match. Service is the ultimate life hack. It's the direct path to a meaningful life. When you are living in service, you don't have time to complain. Your fears go away. Your gratitude multiplies. Your ego diminishes. It is the culmination of all the monk teachings. As the Nobel Peace Prize winner Kailash Satyarthi said, his struggle is for the globalization of compassion. For monks and for all of us, there is no us and them. We are one family. All suffering belongs to all of us. This doesn't mean you have to quit your job and join a monastery. It's about the spirit with which you live. It's about asking new questions. How does my work serve a broader purpose? How can I use my unique talents to make a difference? How can I plant a tree under whose shade I do not plan to sit? Service is always the answer. Commentary. As we come to the end of our journey through Think Like a Monk, it's clear that this isn't just a book about ancient practices. It's a deeply relevant manual for modern life. In a world that prizes speed, distraction, and external validation, Jay Shetty offers a radical alternative, a path inward. The most powerful and recurring theme, for me, is the contrast between the monkey mind and the monk mind. It's such a simple yet profound metaphor for the daily battle we all fight inside our own heads. We've all felt that frantic, anxious energy of the monkey, swinging from worry to comparison to regret. And we've all, at some point, yearned for the calm, focused, and purposeful energy of the monk. What makes this book so transformative is that it doesn't just describe these two states, it gives us a practical, step-by-step process for making the shift. The 3 stages, let go, grow, and give, provide a complete architecture for redesigning our inner world. It's a journey from clearing out the weeds of negativity and fear, to planting the seeds of purpose and routine, and finally, to harvesting the fruits of gratitude and service. The wisdom here is timeless, but Shetty's gift is his ability to make it accessible. He bridges the gap between the ashram and the office, between ancient scriptures and modern science. He shows us that you don't have to wear a robe to think like a monk. You just have to be willing to do the inner work. So how can you start applying these powerful ideas to your own life right now? Here are 3 simple actions you can take today. First, reclaim your morning with the TIME routine. Just for tomorrow, don't grab your phone the moment you wake up. Instead, take a few minutes for thankfulness, insight, meditation, and exercise. Even if it's just 1 minute for each, you'll be starting your day with intention, not reaction. Second, practice spot, stop, swap just once today. The next time you feel a negative thought bubbling up, a complaint, a comparison, a criticism, just spot it. Acknowledge it without judgment. Then, stop. Pause and ask yourself, what is this thought really about? What fear or need is driving it? Finally, swap it. Reframe it. Find a sliver of gratitude, or replace it with a thought that serves you better. And third, find one small, unexpected act of service. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Let someone go ahead of you in line. Send a thank you text to a friend for no reason. Offer to help a colleague with a task. Service is a muscle, and the smallest reps begin to build its strength. That was a summary of Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. We've touched on the core principles today, but I have to be honest with you. A summary can only ever be a map. The real treasure is found on the journey itself. The true magic happens when you read the book, when a particular story or a simple phrase connects with you in a way you didn't expect. This summary is designed to help you decide if this book is worth your time and attention. If anything we've discussed today has sparked a light within you, I encourage you to pick up a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning. It's an experience that can genuinely change the way you see yourself and the world around you. You can find a link to the book in the description below. Also, if you found this journey valuable, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It lets me know that this work is making a difference, and it ensures you won't miss our next exploration into another life-changing book. Let's keep growing, and let's keep learning together.